All right, guys, we are back for the third set of games of the night and the big decider for who's going to be in the playoffs. Keno's here with Arcane Soda. Option 12, 9 lives. What are you looking at for this game, Soda?
Well, we've seen option 12 with a strong resurgence last week. So I'd like to see them carry that momentum into this week, and we could see a very interesting thing. That said, we've got our 9 lives reborn roster, and this roster that we're looking at is a very scary one, and could put option 12 in a very tricky situation here. I think this is going to be pretty much the perfect set to end the split with before we go into playoffs.
Yeah, we are going into Champ Select, but someone pointed out that I did typo on the results of set 1, so I've adjusted that, and now we're going in. Tristana being banned out and Morgana. So, and as you said, we've got a couple of different stories here in this set of games. We have a brand new 9 lives team, and option 12 playing like a brand new option 12. So it's a bit of a toss-up who's going to win this game, and this first game will set the tone for the rest of it.
Right away, we see 2 bands coming out from option 12 focused on Andy AoE, definitely showing their respect there. And then the Malzahar ban, which is definitely beneficial when you don't want to pay that Malzahar tax, just ban it away. Very annoying to deal with that champion as the game progresses.
Yeah, difficult is an understatement, I would say. But we'll see what the first couple of pickups are here. Kaisa making a return. Olaf being another common ban. And Senna as well. We did see Lizabert do very well on Senna last week.
We see Galio return, most likely for Huge. Did play well with it last week. Unfortunately, not able to. They lost last week, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, not able to pull out the wins, but definitely did their best to make those games hard.
Yeah, definitely was a threat. Speaking of threats, we do see Lizabert jumping on that Swain. So Kaisa, Swain. Very common bot lane to see. And we'll see what the last lock-in pick here is for option 12. Could pick mid, since we assume the Galio is mid. Gregosaur is losing that Nico, though. They pick up the Ornn. Alright. We had one game without Ornn, and it was an interesting paradise. But he's back. So we have Caitlyn, Kaisa in this bot lane. Senna, Swain, most likely the supports. And we're looking at jungle and mid for option 12 still.
Yeah, and then we'll see jungle and top lane for 9 lives here. So we already see the Udyr being taken away from Idle Lights, Seraphine from Greg. Nico's already taken off the table, so definitely paid their respect there, and paying their final respects with the Annie ban to wrap things up.
A couple of other options for Greg still on the table, of course. We've got Brand, we have some other options. Malphite banned again. A lot of Malphite bans today.
I definitely like the Malphite bans myself. Absolutely hate playing against a Malphite, especially a good Malphite. Can make any carry feel useless. We see Warwick picked up for Idle Lights here.
Another very aggressive pick. And the Hecarim for Burn the Heretic.
Has played Hecarim quite a bit this split. Gets it one more time.
I'd like to see someone big and scary for the top lane here for 9 lives. And we got the Ahri mid lane. So Ahri Galio.
And the nice mix that we have on both sides here. We do see maybe a bit heavy on the physical damage for the side of Nine Lives, but at the same time, a bit heavy on the magic damage for the side of option 12 here.
So we have a rematch top of Orn Volibear, which was an interesting exchange when we saw it last set of games. So we'll see if that holds true here again. Hecarim, of course, can be very scary. Warwick, if he manages to get a good presence on the board, very scary. Um, this bot lane will be interesting though. Senna and Caitlyn versus Kaisa and Swain. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
I feel like we've seen at least something like this throughout our courses of League of Legends. Maybe not necessarily just in the LCUS, but time and time again we've seen this matchup.
Mm.
Very common picks in the bot lane. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they match up against each other. I like the extra damage that I think damage slash sustain that Nine Lives has here in the bot lane, but they have that little bit of extra burst on the side of option 12. So as long as they can keep the skirmishes kind of extended in the bot lane, Nine Lives should have the edge here.
Yeah, yeah. I'm thinking there's a definitely a bit of an edge going over to Nine Lives here. I don't know though. I think it depends on how the early game goes. Um, Hecarim can really put a put a point on the end of a sentence, and you got to look out for that. Um, and of course, we also have to keep the playoffs in mind here. I'm gonna briefly slide over to the standings, which are not updated. But with Phoenix losing two, if Option 12 wins one of these two games, they're in the playoffs. If Nine Lives wins both of these games, no one wants to know. Okay? So let's just not talk about that and see if Option 12 can sneak in the one win they need to be playoff bound. Um, and I mean, I think this team could be a way for them to do it, but it depends on how the early game goes, like I said.
Yeah, this is basically going to be the game that decide. Well, this is going to be the game, if not the set, that decides who gets fourth place for playoffs here. So we should see quite the exciting battle coming from both of these teams.
Yeah, I want to see all the Phoenix fans in the chat crossing their fingers. Though I'm not, with the three-way tie, who knows? But option 12 is definitely not someone they want to see win this game. But as impartial casters, I'm just here for the excitement that this generates in the audience. Hope you all are doing great at this 9:20 p.m. or whatever time you end up watching this if you catch it later.
Yeah,
Heading
and just a
in.
reminder to everybody watching, there was an official announcement made that if we do end up with the three-way tie, the lowest average victory time will be used as the metric to determine the winner of the tiebreaker. So hopefully we don't have to come to that, but that is the terms if we do get there. I don't know who that would be, but
Yeah, I'm just a caster. We don't know. We would have the calculator out in front of us. So that
yeah.
announcement may happen at a later date, or I'll just stall for time and I don't know, sing songs until we figure it out.
Well, the answer theoretically isn't out there yet because
These games aren't done
Nine
yet.
Lives, if we do get to the tiebreaker condition, these games would also be taken into account for that. So there
Exactly.
is no definitive answer yet. Hopefully, it doesn't come to that though. Right into the skin battle. We see no skin on Volibear or Senna, and I think that means option 12 wins by default. Uh,
Yeah.
Despite Nine Lives' best efforts with Firefang, Warwick, and Infernal Galio.
Yeah, I was gonna say my first immediate thing was, ooh, Firefang and Galio are going together very well, and then I saw, some nice color coordination up top as well, and then I saw no skins, and I was like, oh, all right, well that decides that. Um, Kaisa's getting all the KDA today.
Yeah, not a lot of Bullet Angel Kaises in this league. That's all right. The KDA skins are pretty quality, so
Load times are a little bit longer here, so we can think a little bit harder about skins.
this isn't fair. We've already made a decision. Just get us into the game. Why can't you give us this time when we have to think about this?
Would have been a lot of points bonus for option 12 if the Swain was the blue Swain skin, like the
There's
naval.
always the chance. Does Crystal Rose have chromas?
Yeah, who can even keep track of all the chromas?
Um, Reddit.
Okay, Reddit
I
as
am not.
the whole entity of the community hive mind, or just one guy named Reddit who knows all of this.
Might as well be both, you know? He is the hive mind, after all.
Mm. All right, why aren't any of my buttons working? Oh, that's because I haven't hit this yet. All right. I typed something weird in chat, but that doesn't matter. Oh, hey, look at that. The Swain does have a blue chroma. How nice.
Wonderful. Now that just solidifies our stance even further.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So once again, we have no real early game aggression.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Speaking of chromas, what the hell is that Galio? It's like purple?
I like the little almost chromatic fire coming up from his head, but you really missed an opportunity to match your Warwick.
Yeah.
If
Well,
we didn't already give the skin battle over to option 12, that would be grounds for punishment.
it would be because we were going all in on the coordination, and this is not a coordination at all. This is like purple and yellow with red and orange. It's like
I mean,
the
I guess
exact
it
opposite.
kind of goes with the Caitlyn, but not enough to matter.
But you spend whatever it is, $2 on a can of paint to dump on your skin. I guess you gotta wear it.
Can of paint that you already spent $10 on the skin itself, so
Okay. Well, to be fair, they could have gotten it out of a box or something, but I don't think you can get chromas out of
absolutely.
boxes. So,
No, but you can get them sometimes, specific ones in the Blue Essence Emporium, so maybe you don't have to pay for all of them, but I don't believe that one was available in the Emporium yet.
top lane being a little aggressive. Bot lane being a little cautious. So it goes.
So it goes indeed.
No stacks on Swain yet.
We see Shaken Not Stirred getting the better of Wraith Ghost up in this top lane with the trading. Wraith Ghost with the early push has the level advantage, though.
Yeah. Definitely got to look out for these trades. We see it often, especially today with all the different Ornn matchups that we've taken a look at. The Ornn getting pushed under turret, but maybe dealing a little more chip damage. Speaking of chip damage, Prowler taking to half health.
Yeah, definitely going to feel that one in a little bit, but he's going to be healed up. Wraith Ghost gets some nice damage onto Shaken Not Stirred there, but maybe
Shaken.
commits a little too long to the trade and ends up losing the trade because of it.
Yeah. Shaken returns in kind. Idle doing a bit of an invade here, but there's nothing to steal.
The only thing you can steal at this point is information. You know that Burn has cleared out his entire blue side.
Backside gank here. Good dash in. Good taunt. Good flash with the fear. Gregosaurus flashes back. Maybe. Oh, the turnaround.
Ooh. The charm keeps Idle Lights locked up just long enough that the turret's able to finish the job. And First Blood goes over to Gregosaurus, able to masterfully get out of that very sticky situation.
Yeah, I was going to be a little critical about the turnaround, but was able to be just tempting enough that Idle Lights thought about diving, and it didn't work out for him.
Yeah, and while that trade goes through, Burn the Heretic is now up 3 camps over Idle Lights, who looks like he just took his buffs and Gromp, so he's going to be hurting for that loss there, and Idle Lights is
So close, both sides.
very bloody fight in the top lane there.
It was so funny. Ornn got pathing screwed up by his own pillar.
Ooh, very unfortunate. And a little bit of extra damage coming from Wraith Ghost there, just to make sure Shaken Not Stirred does have to recall. Gonna push this wave into tower and probably recall himself. A little cheeky steal by Idle Lights on the bottom scuttle while that whole exchange is going on in the top lane. So kind of makes up a little bit of his loss, but he's still going to be hurting a whole lot from that early death, especially sacrificing so much of his pathing to make that happen.
Yeah, Shaken teleporting back in, forcing Wraith Ghost back. Do have a little bit of a forward ward here planted by Gregosaurus.
Shaken Not Stirred is going to hold this wave in front of his tower, which is going to deny Wraith Ghost. A lot of CS is forced to TP in, but Burn the Heretic was expecting this and is in the area, not spotted on a ward. Sweeps to make sure.
And he's coming in. Let's see what happens. Ghost is popped, pushes him right under turret. That's 1 bonus turret shot. That's 2. Wraith Ghost is going to go down in short order here. Shaken taken very low though in exchange.
Yeah, goes down, make sure he says his piece to Shaken on his way down, trying to get a little bit extra damage out, but not going to matter. Very good punish by Burn the Heretic and Shaken Not Stirred up there, freezing the wave and forcing the TP, forcing the play on it. We get some trading going on in the mid lane. Not a whole lot's going to amount out of it, just some damage traded back and forth.
Looks like Idle Lights might have been thinking about coming to help top, but Shaken is already gone. And now we return to a brief moment of a little less chaos.
Yeah, and right now Option 12 is happy with the lead that they've gained. Between the very smart play in the top lane as well as the outplay in the mid lane. Basically even in the bot lane, getting some damage traded back and forth. It looks like 9 Lives is going to get the better end of this trade, but we just hit the 20 stack mark for Senna, so getting that little bit of extra damage, a little bit of extra range.
Swain is at 4, Burn the Heretic is starting Dragon, does have Huge right here though, but Prowler's here as well. Huge does a big step forward with the taunt, but gets taken out by Lizabear. Lizabear may go down though. Idle Lights is right here. Gregosaurus takes out Chansey. Idle Lights takes out Lizabear. Idle Lights is running away, but is probably doomed. Should have maybe stayed and fought, but in the backside, Andy takes out Burn the Heretic. Wraith Ghost takes out Prowler, and Gregosaurus has to run. But what is an Ahri with no mana? Dead.
Yeah, very scary looking fight for the side of 9 Lives there at the start of things, but Andy's able to stay around the backside and slowly pick off members of Option 12 there, turning that fight into an overall win, and they should get the dragon for it, so very well done there. Wraith Ghost did have to make a long run down to help out. Shaken Not Stirred just settling to take as many plates as he can in the top lane here, so no TPs available from either of them to get in.
That was one of those fights where, based on the camera work I was doing, it was kind of the way that Option 12 was approaching the fight, where they didn't really pay much attention to the Caitlyn. and suddenly they were just getting shot in the back. And,
Yeah, they found a good engage onto Huge and then collapsed onto Wraith Ghost and Chisel Chansey, but like you said, Andy AoE kind of just secretly in the back being ignored, able to slowly but surely clean that up and make it all worth. So Cloud Dragon goes over to 9 lives here, and then we see Mountain is going to be the next one, which would be very beneficial for either team to pick up 3 relatively beefy members on both sides. Would love to see that. Swain less so than the other 5 members, but
Prowler in a lot of trouble, gets sniped.
yeah, Chisel Chansey doing a lot of work there to set up that kill for Andy AoE, and it pays off. Lead extends further in the bot lane, and we see Andy AoE about even with Gregosaurus Rex now.
Oh, big ultimate coming out here. Does manage to get a big knockup. Burn the Heretic does a turnaround, which was probably a mistake, but there's enough damage output from Shaken that they managed to get one of them. Good flash there by Wraith Ghost. Will decide to turn on Shaken with almost no health. Will end up going down.
Yeah, Huge almost makes a huge entrance there, trying to save that fight, but Gregosaurus able to charm him out of it from the mid lane and then proceed to beat him down, making that fight go 3 for 1 in favor of option 12. Very well played by Gregosaurus there to prevent the Galio from entering that fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well done. I love those sorts of heads-up plays that interrupt things like those channeling long-distance ultimates, like those teleports. Pop down in the bot lane here. A lot of damage on this turret. Elizabeth trying her best, but not quite able to stop a plate from falling or two.
Shaken Outsurge should be able to get the 4th plate here. Does not opt to stay for it. Respects the potential that Wraith Ghost has. Plate will still fall, though.
Dragon still 2 minutes away. No one really going for the Herald just yet. Do have Wraith Ghost coming back up from the river. Also, Huge doing a bit of a rotation here. Will get spotted, clearing out the control ward. Gonna be a bit before there's any sort of real force team fight, but someone could get caught. We do have Gregosaurus doing a little bit of damage to Huge, but Galio's got that magic shield. Idle Lights, I think, could have been convinced to do a gank there. Looks like he's changed his mind, is now coming up. But a lot of damage on Wraith already. Shaken's ultimate is up in 9 seconds, so not quite soon enough. Has to flash.
Yeah, Wraith Ghost looking worse for the wear there, but Idolite's still able to force the Respect flash out of Shaken Outsurge. We have an engage coming in the bot lane, and Andy AoE is all but gone.
Yeah, great job there. They went forward to try to put a ward in that tri-bush, and there was just a big old pony right there.
Yeah, and Chisel Chansey chased through the jungle, able to flash over the wall and flee to safety, so well done there. Wraith Ghost really taking a beating up in this top lane now. This Ornn has a pretty decent lead over him now. 3-0 versus that 2-2, plus that 28 CS advantage.
Yeah, translates into a very impressive gold lead, and now Dragon is up as well, so this may be the first Dragon for option 12.
Yeah, and that's not even counting in the 4 plates that Shaken Not Stirred has over Wraith Ghost. Dragon is going to be secured by option 12 here, and it looks like the next dragon we're going to see is going to be that Ocean Dragon. So, very important for whoever's able to pick up Soul here, able to stay in those long sieges and engages I think it'd be most beneficial for 9 lives here. Wraith Ghost able to TP in before the tower falls, able to save it, so it doesn't hit that final plate, but definitely a strong wind away from falling over. 32 HP on that tower.
Senna with 46 stacks.
52 stacks.
13 stacks on the Swain. We do have Idle Lights up here to once again prevent those turret plating. And actually the first turret to fall is in the bot side before
And they
plating
do get that.
falls.
They do get that extra money from that last plate, so huge gold lead being garnered in the bot lane there for 9 lives. It's very interesting to see kind of where the advantages are on these teams and kind of how these teams are going to have to play those advantages to work this game in their favor.
Wraithgo is taking a very aggressive play here. He's 2 levels down on Shaken, but he's like, you know what? I'm going to punch this guy in the face.
He doesn't want that tower to fall, and he's not dying for it, but that tower is going to fall in this next push here, since he is going to take this opportunity to go back. Nope, cancels the recall, sees Shaken still going. Fight breaking out in the bottom lane. Burn the Heretic nearby, and the fight does not pursue.
We do have the Ornn going back, mostly just for the mana, since it's not like he needs a shop to purchase items. I'd like to see Idle get a little more involved. We've seen Hecarim show up a couple of times in the bot side, but this Warwick hasn't really been around too much. Obviously, game's still young. We're not in any sort of dire straits for either team just yet.
The unfortunate part is he's still almost playing catch up on Burn the Heretic. He's down a level still, down 20 some CS. It's at least 5 camps. Unfortunate that he wasn't able to make some of the successful ganks that Burn the Heretic's been able to find, but he has been able to find Rift Herald, so got about a quarter of that timer left, so interesting to see where they'll put that in this next minute.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. It looks as though they're just going to drop it in the mid lane. Maybe get their second turret. Maybe not.
Opt to walk it all the way up before dropping it.
And will the hit go off? It will. But here comes a big Ornn ult. Goes slightly the wrong direction, I would say, but does manage to grab Andy just barely. Can they get more? Does not look like it.
Yeah, Andy walks up in a really weird spot there and just kind of dies for it. So, unfortunate for 9 lives there.
Yeah, I was saying it was a weird spot to use the ultimate because it could have gotten 3 people in the center. But I guess they just really wanted to lock that Caitlyn down.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody's going to walk at you in a spot they shouldn't be, definitely punish them for it. Take what you can get. We see Prowler able to kind of work on getting his gold caught up in the bot lane there, taking down the tower by himself.
Now just a 900 gold differential. Senna at 54 stacks, Lizabear at 17 on that Swing. Wraith, Ghost, and Shaken once again fighting the 2-level differential game. Wraith needs like any help up in the top lane, but instead Burn the Heretic comes, and that's going to be a dead polar bear. Good ultimate though. Very good ultimate.
And Wraith Ghost just gets bullied again in the top lane.
Alright, so we got 10 seconds on this dragon.
Got a huge shutdown gold sitting on Shaken Not Stirred and Gregosaurus Rex. And as the game goes on, it's going to get harder and harder to cash in on that Ornn cash. We see the setup is in favor of 9 lives here, but they don't have their polar bear just yet. Shaken Out Stirred steps a little far up, is going to find an engagement here.
Good knock up there on the Caitlyn. Caitlyn almost going down, but good suppression from the Warwick. Shaken is just going to walk out, dies anyway. Snipe lands on Elizabeth. Idle Lights is continuing to push forward. Burn the Heretic is here as well. A nice attempt to try to get something else done from Idle Lights here. Wraith Ghost is here now. Dragon will still go down. Wraith Ghost doesn't really have a lot of support, but there doesn't seem to be an appetite to chase him either.
Smite misses. They are going to force Greg's flash here. So, able to cash in on one of those two bounties. Greg's bounty just goes up a little bit more, so going to be juicier to cash that in the next time they can find him. But unfortunately, only able to find the one.
Wasn't it Shaken who didn't die at all last week?
That would be correct.
So, first death in 2 weeks for Shaken.
Yeah.
We did see a very similar playstyle in that last fight where he was taken low and was trying to sneak back, but left a little too late.
Yeah, unfortunately, the streak has been brought to an end. The Goliath has been taken down, and the unkillable Ornn is no more. That said, still going to be a huge problem for 9 Lives in this game as it goes on. Definitely a very commanding presence in these fights with his tank, bruiser, assassin, mage status that he has.
Yeah, we'll have to see what kind of game plan 9 Lives puts together here to claw their way back into this game. We have another collapse here.
Bully poor Wraith Ghost up in the top lane here. Ults to go on to Greg. Decides to fight this out. I don't know if I agree with that.
I suppose the big question was, would he have been able to get away? He did seem to survive for a long time, so maybe running would have worked. Idle Lights gets caught as well now, so Idle Lights may go down. Good flash there. Nice fear, though. Burn the Heretic just needs to get a little closer to use the ultimate, though.
Ultimate is going to come through. He's going to secure it, but the push is coming through in the mid lane, trying to get something on the backside of this. But they are going to lose some pressure in the top side here, but they will get 2 towers for their troubles.
Maybe more. The two sniper ladies are really shredding up here. We do have the Hecarim, Ornn, and Swain all coming. Ornn actually misses the return shot there. Chansey gets knocked into the air. May end up going down. Yes.
Andy trying to do whatever damage he could to the Hecarim there, but it's not enough, and maybe should have just left. He's going to get collapsed, or potentially dove here. No mana from Prowler means maybe not. Gregosaurus going to beat up those chickens and show up in the mid lane.
We do have 3 members of 9 Lives here trying to hold this turret, but it's going to go down relatively easily.
Yeah, so those 2 turrets they just lost are just made up for in kind. But definitely not the turrets you want to lose. Those mid lane turrets are so important to have because they just, once those are gone, it opens up the map for the enemy team.
Taking a look at the gold. 3,000 gold differential in the mid lane now. Absolutely insane. Top lane is 2,000 gold differential. Jungle is a 2,000 gold differential. Bot actually 600 in favor of 9 Lives though. And 13 in the support side.
About 4,500 gold lead overall, but gold in the bot lane is still in favor of 9 Lives, so definitely have to play around those 2 down there in fights to keep the game afloat. Chiseled Chansey sitting at 68 stacks now.
And Elizabeth at 24. Haven't seen Yuja's Galio get involved with too many ultimates yet. Maybe a big ultimate top the next time they try to pick on Wraith Ghost wouldn't be amiss. Have to see. Warding's pretty good for both teams, actually, as well.
Yeah, just kind of going back to the gold lead, it's kind of, for 9 Lives, it's in the best places to have the leads. You're kind of okay with the top and mid to have gold discrepancies, disadvantages there, but unfortunately, you don't want it to be this grave, and it's very problematic that Gregosaurus is this far ahead. Definitely a huge threat in these fights, and just pretty difficult to lock down with that dashing capability.
Dragon coming up in 20 seconds. We have a teleport, a sneaky teleport coming in from Ornn. Wraith Ghost is being a little more direct about it. He's going to get deleted for a shovel. A big ultimate there. Will they manage to take anyone out? They do manage to grab Prowler. Can they grab Elizabeth as well? Looks like they can. Chansey's in a lot of trouble though. And now it's Idolites versus, well, Idolites is dead. Now it's just Huge. And Huge unfortunately is not in a great position.
Yeah, Dragons should go over to option 12 here. A very good engagement by 9 lives to start that off, but very, very good counter engagement by option 12 to just assault and blow up that unprotected backline.
I think we were really seeing the difference in the gold levels here. Obviously, like you were saying, it's nice that they have a gold advantage in the bot lane, but when everything else is working against you, it's not ideal. And now we have a pause.
Yeah, we do see a pause here. That last fight was just so problematic for 9 lives because they got onto Prowler and were able to blow him up, but he's not the main damage threat for the side of option 12 here. Gregosaurus really is. Prowler does a lot of damage. Pause is now done, but Gregosaurus able to just stay so far back and just do so much damage in that last fight and keep his bounty up there, while pretty much your entire front line just said, okay, good luck to your 2 marksmans that you have. And that's not ideal when you've got an Ornn just beating them up in the backside.
Yeah, I agree. We'll have to see how they're able to move forward here. It does seem like a steep hill for 9 lives to climb. And I think part of it just needs to be they need to be supporting in the downtrodden positions they have. We've seen so often that these ambushes that option 12 is pulling off is just one guy alone. So maybe a few more wards along the edges so you don't get ambushed as quickly. And we'll see what happens. But it looks as though option 12 is pushing a big time down the center. They want this very badly damaged turret. Galio a little out of position, will not have ultimate up for a bit. 11 seconds, does have teleport though. Oh, Idle Lights is a big jump forward. Misses, unfortunately. Lots of damage coming down here. The teleport's coming as well. Prowler just in the back line deletes 2 members of the team. Can they get Prowler here? They do. Galio jumping in now as well, but Shaken is so durable. Can anyone kill him? The answer may surprise you. It's no. Or it may not surprise you.
Yeah, and as we were just saying before, Prowler, although he may not be the main damage threat, still does a lot of damage. Able to take down 2 before he goes down himself, and very aggressive play, but able to kind of, I don't want to say get away with it, because obviously he died, but make it work just because he was able to dive onto the 2 squishy targets of 9 lives here. Baron should be secured by option 12, but Idle Lights is in the area. Option 12 is not going to allow that and force the flash. Ult is available, but not going to find the in.
Oh, it's a pretty quick cooldown on Infinite Duress, only 56 seconds. But thought it was a little longer than that.
That's only with 1 Cloud Dragon also, and let's check the CDR just for the, or sorry, ability haste, just for the heck of it.
We have the Senna at 82 stacks. Swain at 35. Next dragon coming up in 2 minutes. That will be a soul point for option 12. Who, like I was saying before, they really seem like a different team.
They're definitely firing on all cylinders here.
They woke up last week, smacked Northern Storm in the face, and Now they're continuing to flex here in the last game of the regular season. Last 2 games of the regular season. We do have Chisel Chansey coming here to support Shaken Not Stirred, but the Ornn is so strong, and Prowler's here. Big ultimate. Whole team is here, actually. Prowler taken very low. Wraith Ghost is running away. Fear certainly helped with that, and there goes the Hecarim. Big snipe coming in. Good sidestep there by Shaken. Lots of slows. Good dash forward by Huge, though. The taunt could help out here. Oh, there goes the Infinite Duress. The taunt to close him out. There is no flash available for this Ornn. Does have a little bit of a dash, though. Warwick taken down. Everyone else disengages. That was the best exchange that 9 Lives has had in a while.
Yeah, able to keep Wraith Ghost and Chiseled Chansey alive at critically low health bars at the beginning of that fight. Able to chase down the 2 tanks, the 2 main tanks of Option 12 here. But unfortunately, the carries of Option 12 were waiting in the wings to burst down Idolites there to close things out. Definitely a favorable trade, getting shutdown gold on both Shaken Not Stirred and Burn the Heretic. But this bounty is just getting too big for Greg, and he needs to be taken down.
Yeah, they got a couple of good lockdowns, so if they do manage to catch Gregosaurus by surprise, land that Infinite Duress, I think they'd be in good shape. Looks as though 9 Lives is looking to contest here. Great damage just already. Everyone is turning on everyone. Andy is already going to die. Gregosaurus does manage to get taken out, though, but at what cost? Wraith Ghost goes down. Galio goes down. Everyone is dead except the Senna, and Senna ain't killing 4 people.
Yeah, Greg finally gets taken down. Shutdown gold goes over to Huge, which is going to be nice to keep him kind of alive more in these fights, do a little bit more damage. But at the beginning of those fights, you can't have your 2 carries stacked, your 2 carries stacked on top of each other on the side and just get blown up by Shaken Not Stirred plus XYZ teammate.
Well, clearly you can. It just happened.
If you want to win, that's not the way to do it. Chiseled Chansey not able to out-heal the burst damage that's coming through from Option 12 here, and this game is looking scarier by the second. Ocean Soul already grabbed, and
big taunt there from the Galio. Can they get some extra damage out here and do something else with it? Wraith Ghost is here, but the Ocean Soul is just so good for this team. They do take out Idolites. They take out Andy. Burn the Heretic did go down, but Gregosaurus is basically invincible now. And this could just be game 1.
yeah, Ocean Soul, Gregosaurus looking kind of rough towards the beginning of that fight, but already back up to full health before it's over. And this very well could be the game here. This Ocean Soul on these high health tanks, as well as just the damage potential of these oh so scary carries. It's pretty much all but sealed here for Option 12, and
the game freezes. And with a questionable start to the season in an odd-numbered split, Option 12...
basically gonna lock in their
Yep.
playoff position there in the 4th seed. So
very well done by Option 12. The sort of turnarounds you hear about in the books. Look at that damage. Ornn carry.
and that Ornn damage is so much to try to deal with, because when the unkillable tank is dealing more damage than the carries, there's a problem with what you're playing against. It's something's got to change in that top lane. Something's got to keep him in check.
Unkillable top laner also had a very good vision score as well. All right. So with that, we have one more game to get through. See if Option 12 can improve their final score, or if the little team that could, 9 Lives, manages to pick up one last game before we head into the playoffs next week. See if I can update the scoreboard correctly here. There we are. All right, so don't go anywhere, guys. One more game. We will be right back.